team today. So we'll go ahead and go straight into this one. Here we are then on the main straight at the Nordschleife. A bit of an incident here at turn 1 between two cars as we now head out through there and then straight down towards turn 3. Oh, we'll go for a bit of a tap. Look at it again. Here we are then heading down towards the hairpin on the GT part of the track. GP part of the track is very, very iconic for its F1 moments that were happening about 10 years ago, but now used for Gran Turismo racing. Here as we go up towards the Nordschleife P13 on this 3-lap sprint around the Nordschleife. Here we are then going up towards the chicane, up at the end of the GP circuit. Right here. And then now we're going up on to the Nordschleife. And nosing down the side of the Mazda, he gets just the better of us right there. There we are, get round the Mazda into P10 here around this iconic track in our Ferrari VGT right here. Playing the highest difficulty Sophie AI. Straight round the hairpin there, catching straight up to a P8, straight past the Toyota Hybrid. Into 8th gear, oh, flying there as well, and then for a big, big shunt into the wall. And then get hit again. Yeah, the car just went for a big, big lift right there. Now back into P13. Now into 19th there. Oh, what a disaster. Disaster class right there. Absolute disaster class. But very, very funny as we managed to get the lift up that hill after making some amazing progress. Pretty disappointing. And then, yeah, this car's very, very, very snappy. Drifting around there and then into the last place position. That's with a big recovery drive now. Then we need to get here around the Nordschleife. Might not be talking very, very much here now after this, but we're getting some quality crashes there. Okay. Round the corner we go then, as we go to try and catch the pack up again. This car does not like lifting off throttle. It's jumping all around the curbs here at the Nordschleife. Okay, let's get on with this. I'm trying to get ourselves a result out of nothing here. Going down now to try and catch them 36 seconds down the road. catching them back up then at a rapid rate of knots here. Oh, and it taps the wall. The car does not like to stay, and then the curb catches us out again. Yeah, we are not doing very well around this track here against the Sophie AI. Into the carousel we go and dip straight out of it. Scraping the wall on the way out. It's not going very, very good for us in this VGT. Yeah, let's leave that race. It's not going very well for us, was it? Let's try to do a different one for there and now. Let's hit some clean, lovely racing around this iconic track. We'll go same track then. We're going to go ahead and go into our menu and get out, I would say, the best car for this would be the 293 GT3 or the Italia. I'm going to go with the 296 GT3. Back into a race around the Nordschleife then. We're against the Sophia again. This time we'll do 3 laps again. Here, starting P20 again. Going down through this. And taking the car category, leaving it on the exact same settings that it was on. Yet again, we're going to go nighttime this time though, however, around the Nordschleife right here. Iconic event. Right now we're going to go ahead and go straight into this one for this race right here. And here we go though. This should be way better in a car that I actually am familiar with. These guys are very, very emotional drivers, these Sophie drivers. Very emotional. But we can get a little bit of a curb on the exit there. As we get another Ferrari in front. This time it's the Italia, the car that I opted not to take out of the 2 options in the selection. Right there, round then, past these 2 cars, and then round up into the top 10, into P9 we go right there then, and now we're chasing after the McLaren F1 GTR 95. Chasing after these drivers then, we go in the McLaren, past the McLaren, all of them gasping for what is going to happen around here. We've got the McLaren fighting us back, and then he finally gives way before we head now onto the Nordschleife itself. We're around the outside on the first corner of the actual Nordschleife. And then foot flat down to the floor again as we chase down the Ford that they're tucking in the gap. Now onto the back of the AMG in front. We're going around these few corners. We're now in a pack of the cars. Get cut off there by the AMG. As we go to then little bit of lift through there, not as much as like we did last time. And then straight down onto the brakes, tucking it in behind the Genesis grade 3. Pulling out this corner then on towards the middle part of this lap. 2.5 minutes in, 3 minutes in to the lap right here. Behind the Genesis, we are swinging around this lovely track, catapulting our way past the car in front. Now the car behind are now chasing after the AMG GT3. The leader in a Ford LM Spec 2. The AMG closing with the slipstream. Not quite getting enough but getting round. Getting a little bit of a snap of understeer around that corner as we head round. Still not going to happen for me. Round here then, we're bridging a gap to the pack behind with this AMG in front. Right here. And we lose a little bit of time in that corner to the AMG in front before regaining it in these corner complexes around the middle part of the lap. Now then, for my favourite section of the track, the near enough flat bit after the lovely few 90-degree corner chicane here. I still class to this chicane even though most people would not. But here we are then, chasing after the AMG on this non-straight, as I call it. There we are, taken the space of the AMG GT3 Cameron in the front. Now we are P2 chasing after the Ford GT LM Spec 2 in this one. Getting close to the rear bumper of this Ford. I'm having to hit the brakes in the braking zone. Really squeezed there by the Ford. Gear in as we go towards the next set of corners, down towards the carousel. Down towards the carousel we go. The Ford in front of us still, yes, he will stay in front of us. There we are, we keep our foot down to the floor as we exit that corner, chasing after the Ford in front. Bridging ourselves a little small, measly 1 second gap to the cars behind. Staying firmly wheel to wheel through there. Brilliant racing, as I call this. Stuck right behind him. Stuck on the inside there, and then he gets his way again and bridges the car left to us. Still behind them, the Ford GT's not making it easy for us as professional, top level AI. Still not getting past here around the Nürburgring Nordschleife. Jumping around the car went there, into the gravel we go. One small mistake cost us the fight for the lead, and now the GT3 AMG Mercedes is back in there with the Ford. Back on the throttle we go though, through the non-straight straight, down towards these famous few corners before the Dustin and leading into the mini carousel. As we have a big snap there in the car. Before going down then round towards the famous last hairpin before the Dustin. Straight comes up. really long hairpin round here before getting your foot on the throttle really early. Flying down this set of corners here, gaining on these two at a rapid rate of knots. Getting 3 wide down here. 3 wide racing, only 5 100ths in it right there. All 3 of us really close there. The Ford GT squeezes me out, and I'm have to duck in behind him on that particular attempt. Really good racing in that one right there. Now we head on then onto lap 2. The lead fight is still going on here. The Ford in second, the Mercedes in first, and us in third. We're right next to number 4. Right here. Slowly under the Mercedes covers it off. Really late into the braking zone. And we take the position of the Ford. And we can get a bit of a snap there on the exit of that corner. Could not get it into gear, and the Ford then re-overtakes us again. Diving down the inside of the Ford then. Did not give him much time to react at all. Getting there in it with the Mercedes, getting messy in there. Going around this lovely corner. And then getting the move made. Going around the outside. Oh, he's there. Wow, what a move from the AI Mercedes right there. Really impressive. Getting through there, making the move stick. And going wide there into that corner. Dropping then behind the Ford in front. Coming in behind the Ford, here we go then again for another lap around this iconic track. Getting then through there, through the chicane, and keeping the car just about within the white lines. Getting the move done, even with all the wheel spin. That is racing at its finest right there. Now we're here on the Nordschleife for what will be 2 more laps of this German masterclass of a racing circuit. Time to get our head down and bridge the gap. Then heading straight down through these complexes of corners. Right here. And then flying down towards the heavy braking zone here. Flying down and around this corner into the grass we go. Keeping the car on the track just about later on through the corner. Flying down a fast racing off. Lift off so we don't get the lift through there. Keeping the car on the track with the main pro too fast. Engine braking required through there. Then getting ourselves then up to speed out of the hairpin. Heading then down through the non-straight, flat out. As fast as you dare go down this part of the lap. Heavy braking then into there. Accelerate a little bit into another braking zone. Round one of these lovely, famous Nordschleife weird chicane hairpins. And then flying out of there, back onto the track. Another then really high speed, high rate area of the track. This area right here, this part of the track, very famous. Here we are then, through here. And then down towards the hairpin. Straight out then through, flying through here. Flying around, getting our revs right up to the top, revving out gear 3, as we head down towards the harsh braking zones of the tightest part of the Nordschleife. Here we go then, carrying on down here into another really, really heavy braking zone around the tight right left-hander, and then up to the tight right-hander right there. Just about keeping all of the wheels over the white line. Flying them around the non-straight straight. And putting the foot flat down to the floor to ensure the exit is perfect around there. Trying to pull in as much downforce as we can to get around these really, really, really high speed corners right there. Not lifting off the car at all, and making sure we keep that foot flat down to the pedal. And then getting our foot down as quick as possible, then heading towards the carousel. And then we go down into the straight, the narrow straight before, which is the carousel right here, as we head down. Through the carousel cleanly this lap, right there, and then back on the road. Through them corners then around this really, really lovely track. Then down, going towards the next area of track. So really, really, really fast paced. Past the track. I do not want to end up in that gravel trap right next to you on your left hand side. That's not the nicest place to dump a car. Flight then flat out through, around these corners, through these really, really, really sharp S's. Getting lift on the car, bouncing around. The car jumping up and down through them corners. As then we head around through there. And then round. Through these lovely corners, surviving that part of the Nordschleife and getting then round up towards the mini carousel, up round this corner here, down then into the mini carousel, taking it perfectly, getting a bit of wheel spin on the exit there, a little bit of understeer and oversteer at the same time, coming around the final hairpin before the Dosan Jahar, which we now get back onto again right here, pulling 21 seconds out in front into the lead around this iconic phenomenon of a track. Flying around here there, about to hit this lovely flying around the final corner and back onto the GP circuit for our final lap around this icon of a circuit here around the Nordschleife. Oh, getting a little bit of spin on the side there, correcting it as we go through there. I've got to correct the car and get in the bumps before getting down out of turn 1 and 2 and 3 without dying, as we call it, the car giving up and collapsing in a heap. Getting through then around, getting a bit of more snap tyre wear starts to kick into the car. Going then around these few corners, down towards the GP circuit hairpin. Back on the gas then, 1.9 seconds up already on our time. Even though we had the mistake, them cars were holding us up quite a bit around this part of the track. 3 seconds up on our time now. Back on the track then, still 2.5 seconds up, only managed to lose 2 seconds on the grass there. We had to get out of that grass situation pretty quickly. Then we go back, round here then. And back onto the Nürburgring Nordschleife. 2.7 seconds up on our pace, and then going round. Bit of oversteer then from the tyres, starting to give up on us around this iconic track. 16 miles is the Nordschleife's length. Really, really long. If you get any sort of puncture, any sort of problem, you are by yourself. No team to help you around here. Just gotta brave it and get round back to the pit lane, which is possibly another 16 miles away from you. Very, very dangerous track, although we all so dearly love it as well. Flying them round the non-straight, straight here, but remember to lift off as we get further down, or we will go flying. Lift off, back on the throttle, drop down to fifth, fly around flat out so we don't go off the track into the wall, and then go really, really late on the braking. Put ourselves 4.7 seconds up then on the timing boards. Flying down on the road, really, really fast area of the Nordschleife. Before heading down into one of the lovely chicane hairpins that this track has to offer us. 5.5 seconds up on our previous time to get it down. 7 seconds will be really lovely into the 810s. Flying with this iconic track length, 6 seconds up on our previous time. Coming through there, gaining half a second through that part of the track. Dropping to about 6 seconds up there. Losing about half a second through that last part of the track. Not a massive, massive problem. Just enough to give us a small scare as we get a lot of time through there. Get about 2 full seconds back up to 7 seconds up on time right there. Back to about 6.5 seconds up on previous time right here. They fly down the non-straight, losing a small bit of time, giving us a little boost through there. And the time back up, giving us a bit of nitrous boost. Before we get down to the Dottinger here once more for another nitrous boost. We are about 6.5 seconds up now. Hitting the wall there though. We are 6.5 seconds up still, maintaining this pace throughout the lap. Missing the complete apex of the corner there. dropping down by about a second by messing up the corner there. And that is, I think, our lap time destroyed. As we went into the gravel there, trying to push to keep the lap time consistent, dropped it down to 3.6 seconds up. Unlucky, bit of a disappointment, but still could make it work. Get a bit more time throughout this lap. Flying down, and then round, tyres squealing for help. They have had it. The tyres want to give up on us as we fly then around this icon, and a monster, a beast of a track. Into the mini carousel, and we go. Messed up the carousel, got into the barrier there. However, can carry on through that section of track. Still trying to hold on to the 6/10 of lap time that we own. There we are then flying down the Yahar, trying to get as much lap time as possible, trying to get it back up to a second if possible. Keep the car going down the Duckendure, staying at 8/10 here, up on our previous time. 7,500 is what we are at. Yeah, we gave it everything though. We messed that up slightly. It is what it is. Tried to give it a bit too much in there, and then end up going down by 5 seconds. But so close to gaining this amazing lap time around this circuit. That was an incredible race right there. We got so unlucky in this race not to get ourselves into that final lap time that we wanted and that we deserved. So there we are then, carrying on through these races. We'll go into some lovely races soon. Let's see what we can get done in the next few laps. So we've done that one then around there, looking to see if we can get another race around this iconic track. What? Or maybe another one. So we're gonna have to do one last lap of the Porsche Cup, and then we will hop off around this track. Then we're gonna pick over then with the Porsche 911 GT3 right here, as we will enter the Porsche Cup around this iconic track, see what we can do and what we can give this Nordschleife at its final opportunities. Here we are then, going around this Porsche Cup then. One last lap around the Nordschleife for us here in the Porsche Cup. It's a very bad handling car. I have remembered this a few times in the past. Few races I've done on this track in this car around this Porsche Cup. Very tricky, but also very precise. Must get everything bang on. Don't get everything bang on, the car ends up in the wall. Here we are then, flying around this Porsche Cup. On to this straight then, up, flat out, up the hill we will go. Really, really heavy braking zone up here in this car. Get a bit of a collision there with one of the cars, and then fly off down up the road towards the place where we'll definitely not be flying this time, because we have gone significantly slower than we did before and narrowly missing the Carrera. Oh, we're still generating the lift through that part of the track. Very, very surprising. I'm very surprised we managed to generate the lift through there. Porsche Carreras past both of them. Now it's 911 Turbo and the 911 RS in front of us. Straight, zooming past them we go. And then into Nürburgring's iconic part of track. Straight down then we go, continuing down around this Nordschleife race. 20 seconds now away from the leaders as we fly around this Porsche car. Drifting round the hairpin right there. What a corner move that were. Taking a lot of drifts through some of these iconic corners. 17 seconds now between us and the leader. Some nice drifting work going on, keeping it out of the wall. Maybe taking a little bit of cheek there with the track limits, but it is fine. There's no penalties on this race for a small little bit of track limits. Going down then past up towards the 911 GT3 up here, as well as the Cayman with Wong inside of it. Here, up then, trying to get into P6 in front of us. Round the inside there of Wong, drifting it and keeping it almost taking us both there into the barriers. Getting around when Wong eventually took our time. He then just tried to hit maneuver us on that part of the lap. Takes himself out, I believe. No, he keeps the car. Very, very, very good driving from the AI right there to keep it. Starting to rain here then around the Nordschleife. This could be getting very, very interesting towards the end of this race, especially as we are on the racing soft compound of tyre. Cars are drifting around. Sugawara, oh, he's getting destroyed through here. All of us on the non-wet compound of tyres. This could get bad quite quickly for all of us here, as the Nürburgring gives us some of its unforgiving weather. However, we never know what could lie ahead here around this track. "10 seconds off the leader then, dropping under 10 seconds now off of the leader. Flying down this track here in the rain weather. Here, it's intermediate tyres now. That should be the ideal tyre. We are still, however, on the soft, the racing soft, as well as we skid our way over towards the barriers. Still only 9.5 seconds off the leader. I believe they're going to get affected by the rain as well here around in this Porsche Cup. 7.5 seconds now. It's definitely affecting the leaders quite a bit, this rain, as we can tell by the time that they are dropping. Don't want to get ourselves on the grass because it is awful on them grassy areas of the track. Also, some of these curves will be very, very bad. The rain stops into the final sector. 6 seconds now behind the leader. Nearly going because of the rain. Four seconds now off of between us and the leaders of the race. Drifting, rallying round this track. Nearly getting in Precisa as we go around through into this final sector. There's a car, just gets out of gear a little bit there on the outside exit. Going down around the inside right there, and getting ourselves into the podium places, as then we go off straight again into the barriers from this rainy weather that we've experienced in this race. A lot of this weather is around the circuit. Very, very, very wet part of the track right there. Now we have to do some rallying round. We have rescue mission to try and catch back up to one. I don't think we're going to do it. I think this might be our position ending here. We are being caught by the man behind us, the Chilean. And then we're not catching the Chinese man as quick as I would have hoped to be doing. This could be where it ends for us here. However, we are seem to be catching Wong back up now. Sending it around the outside. It does not want it. The car doesn't want it. The track doesn't want it. Bombing down then the inside. Hitting that barrier head on. It did not like that. And that will end our race and our stream in P4. Not too bad then of a race for that one. P4, including the rain coming in there as well, really caught me off guard. Managed to get an 8:09 lap time in there. Pretty happy with that lap time. Really good. But yeah, guys, I hope that you enjoyed this stream. I hope you had the fun of watching me around the Nürburgring, and I can't wait to see you guys in the next stream. So until then, have a good time, and we'll see you guys next time. Bye for now.